Anxiety can feel like relentless waves crashing over us. How can we find calm in the midst of the storm? Today we explore some Buddhist teachings that help manage anxiety and regain inner peace. In today's fast-paced world, anxiety is not just a common emotion, it's an epidemic. The constant pressure to perform, the barrage of information, and the uncertainty of the future can make anyone feel like they are perpetually on the edge. But what if ancient wisdom could offer modern solutions? Buddhist principles provide a unique perspective on anxiety, focusing not just on the symptoms but on the root causes. By understanding and applying these teachings, one can approach anxiety not as a foe to be conquered, but as a signal to be understood. These principles don't just help manage anxiety, they transform our relationship with it. Let us go into these ancient teachings and uncover their relevance in our contemporary lives. In Buddhism, the first step is recognizing and accepting the impermanence of all things. The concept of impermanence, or anicca, teaches us that all conditions, whether good or bad, are transient. This understanding can be profoundly liberating, especially when dealing with the ebbs and flows of anxiety. Learn to take anxiety as a natural response, not an enemy. It arises from the mind's reaction to perceived threats and uncertainties. But like everything in life, these feelings are not permanent fixtures. They are more like clouds in the sky, always shifting, changing form, and eventually passing. Now, embracing this perspective doesn't mean resigning oneself to suffering. Rather, it's about observing these mental states with a sense of detachment and understanding. When you feel anxiety creeping in, take a moment. Breathe. Observe these feelings as if you were watching clouds drift across the sky. Note their presence, but don't anchor yourself to them. This practice of observation and acceptance can be empowering. It allows you to experience your emotions without letting them define or overwhelm you. Be prepared for failure. Accept that there is possibility of failure so that you are ready for all outcomes. But don't spend your time worrying about failure, as it's inevitable and parts of our journey, which gives us invaluable lessons. As you cultivate this habit, you might find that your anxiety, once a looming storm cloud, begins to dissipate, breaking into smaller, less intimidating fragments. By acknowledging the impermanent nature of your feelings, you learn not to hold on to them with fear or resistance. This acceptance is your first step towards greater peace and mental clarity. When you acknowledge anxiety without attachment, its power over you diminishes. Next teaching to get over anxiety is to create a stable routine. Stability and mindfulness can often be achieved through a well-crafted routine. Begin each day not just with a list of tasks, but with a purposeful path that guides your steps and steadies your mind. Establishing a daily routine that includes meditation and mindful practices isn't just about structure. It's about creating a peaceful sanctuary in time. Consider the morning. It could start with a few minutes of meditation. This isn't merely sitting quietly, it's an active engagement with your inner self. Picture it as a moment where every breath clears the mist of anxiety, bringing the landscape of your mind into sharper focus. Follow this with some gentle stretching or yoga, aligning your body with your now clearer mind. As your day progresses, integrate short, mindful practices. These might be as simple as mindful walking from one place to another, fully aware of each step, each breath, feeling the ground under your feet. Or perhaps taking a moment to savor your lunch, truly tasting each bite, acknowledging the textures, the flavors, and the nourishment it provides. Visualize your routine as a walking meditation that guides you through your day with intention and serenity. Each action, performed mindfully, builds a bridge over turbulent waters, allowing you to walk with calmness and clarity. As evening falls, let there be a winding down period. Maybe it's time spent reading something uplifting or journaling about the day's experiences and what they've taught you. Your daily routine is your path to maintaining calm and focus amidst life's chaos. Next teaching is to break bigger tasks into small, manageable, small steps. Living in the present moment is a core Buddhist teaching. When faced with tasks that seem as towering and formidable as Everest, the secret lies not in focusing on the summit, but in the individual steps that lead there. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. The peak is shrouded in clouds, distant and daunting. If you fixate on how far you must go, the journey may seem impossible. Instead, turn your attention to the ground beneath your feet. Each step on this mountain is a task, a small, manageable part of your larger goal. Focus on placing one foot in front of the other, feeling the earth or rock underfoot, breathing in the crisp mountain air. By anchoring yourself in the present, each step becomes not just doable, but meaningful. This approach can transform an overwhelming challenge and anxiety into a series of small victories. And remember, it's not the speed at which you climb, but the awareness and intention you bring to each step that counts. Each small step taken mindfully brings you closer to overcoming anxiety. Next step is to calm your mind with breathing. Deep breathing is not just a relaxation tool, it is a form of meditation. Let's explore how this simple practice can transform moments of anxiety into opportunities for peace and clarity. Begin by finding a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you feel inclined and turn your focus inward. Let's start by taking a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your chest and belly. Hold this breath for a moment and then gently exhale through your mouth, releasing all the air and any tension you might be holding. As you continue this process, imagine your breath as a gentle breeze. With each inhale, this breeze brings in clarity and calmness, sweeping through your mind like a refreshing wind, clearing out clutter. Each exhale is an opportunity to release confusion and turmoil, letting go of what disturbs you. Practice this breathing for a few minutes. Feel each breath grounding you more deeply into the present. Integrate deep breathing into your daily routine to anchor yourself in the present moment. Next, we will talk about information overload in today's world. Our minds, much like gardens, thrive when well tended. In the digital age, our mental spaces are bombarded with an increasing stream of information. This can lead to a cluttered mind, much as weeds can overrun a garden if not carefully managed. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness teaches us not just to be present, but also to be selective about what occupies our presence. It's vital to set boundaries for our digital consumption. This isn't about shunning technology, but rather about using it wisely. Limit your exposure to news and social media that might plant seeds of anxiety and unrest in your mind. Think of each piece of information as a seed you are planting in your mental garden. Ask yourself if it will grow into something fruitful or something that will overshadow your peace. Moreover, engage with media that uplifts and nourishes. Just as you would choose wholesome nutrients for a plant, select information that enriches your knowledge and well-being. Whether it's reading a book, listening to soothing music, or watching content that inspires, make sure it contributes positively to your mental environment. Remember, the goal isn't to isolate yourself, but to create a balanced ecosystem in your mind. By consciously choosing what you expose your mind to, you are not only practicing mindfulness, but are actively cultivating a garden of tranquility. Care for your mental garden by consciously choosing what you expose it to. The final but one of most important lesson to deal with anxiety is to seek support. In Buddhism, the Sangha, or community, is a vital source of support. As we face the turbulent waters of life, the warmth of shared experiences and collective wisdom becomes our anchor. It is often in the company of understanding friends, supportive family members, or wise spiritual teachers that we find the courage to voice our inner struggles. Opening up about our anxieties isn't just about unburdening ourselves. It's about creating connections that nurture and sustain us. Think of each conversation as a thread in a vast, compassionate circle, where every individual is both a giver and a receiver of comfort and insight. This circle does not just sympathize, it empowers, it understands, it guides. Sharing your journey can significantly lighten the load of anxiety. It transforms personal challenges into shared understandings and solutions. It reminds us that we are not alone in our experiences. Remember, reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Today, we've explored several Buddhist strategies to help manage anxiety and lead your path toward inner peace. By incorporating these teachings into your daily life, you can navigate anxiety with greater ease and resilience. Thank you for joining us. If this video resonated with, please like, share and comment below to spread the positivity. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on living a mindful and serene life.